Well, hello, hello. I'm getting on here right now because I'm in the process of getting things ready to create my newsletter. And someone recently said they wanted to know what the process was. So I utilize material that I create other places. So I just went live in my Stand Up and Stand Out community on Facebook, where I also stream into um, Instagram and to YouTube. I do that live. And then I take that live and I download it. I put it into Descript. And so I'm going to share my screen. It's working right now. So let me share. Um, where am I seeing it? All right. So pay no attention to all my tabs that are open. But I just put this into Descript. And then I added a caption over here. So I hit captions over here. If you're familiar with Descript, I put it in that I was a new project and that it was a video project. And I put the download in. And as the download started loading, I went over here to captions and I went and I found the captions that I liked, which are, where are they? I think it was this one, but I can't remember, but it's up there. So now it has captions on it. And then what I do a lot of times is I'll go in and I will just take out some of the early things when I first get on, because people don't really want to be bothered with all that when I do the replay. But it doesn't matter for creating the newsletter. So I'm just going to show you this, leaving everything here. But I like, for me, on Descript, I put in where I have the dead, it's not dead space, what is it? Open spaces. I like having like these little dots here are places where I was quiet. Or because one of the things that I do is I use this when I'm creating recordings for my hypnosis. So sometimes as I'm doing that, I'll have a moment that I'm thinking and then it'll just put the dots in there so I can remove dead space in there so I don't have too much of that silence. Now, in a hypnosis recording, I want a bit of the silence, but I like knowing how much is there. So that's what these little dots are. And I actually have to toggle that on because it used to be there all the time, but now I think it is not, and you have to toggle it on. So if you're something you want and you don't know how to do it, I can definitely share with you how to do that. I'd have to go back and look at my notes because I ended up emailing Descript and finding out what I needed to do to get it back because it disappeared when they did an upgrade or an upgrade. So anyway, I've got this here. And then what I will do is I will just copy this whole thing. Here we go. I'm going to copy the whole thing. All right. And I'm going to copy that. And then I will go into Claude, which here's my Claude. And I hope you can see this. I have my newsletter creation over here starred. So I open that up. And then I give it a little bit of a, okay. Let me just click here a second because I got a couple of different newsletters. And I like doing the voice command because to me that's easier than typing. Good morning, Claude. I am working on my newsletter. I just did my live in the Stand Up and Stand Out community, and I will be pasting the content of that live. Now, why is it not talking? Let's go ahead and All right, so you can see it's not always perfect. So let me let it finish its response, and then I'll go back to, yep, my message did get cut off, so let's go ahead. Okay, so I'm working on today's newsletter, and this is what I just did my live in the Stand Up and Stand Out community. All right, so there's just a little bit of a delay. And what I want you to do is create the newsletter using the same format that we always do. So I want to include a book that, and so give me a couple of titles of what would be good. And then I will pick out which one and give you the link. Remember each section to stay the same. And this is the one with Stand Up and Stand Out community. And that goes out to my full email list. So I will share now. All right, so what I'll do is stop the recording, take that off. Now I'm just going to paste, and it's going to show up as a little, used to, it would fill the whole screen, and it took up a lot of time for all that. But now it just pastes up in a little square right here. So that is the entirety of my live. And I've already trained Claude, this particular section of Claude, for my newsletter, because what I do is I have a format that I like to follow. And so when I first started doing this with Claude, it would deviate from things. And so I've had to say, okay, I want you to remember, these are the sections. This is how I want this done. This is how I want my voice. And I went in and did a little thing where I had it prompt me and ask me questions so that it learned my voice even more. And that was very, very valuable. If you want help with that, definitely just let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and click go on this, and let's just see. So this is how I do my newsletter every week. And it's always so complimentary, right? All right, so we're going to go with the Hidden Messages of Water, which is the book that I talked about. I do own that book, so I take that. And then I go over, let me move this around. Then I go over to Amazon. And I click and paste it in here. And here we go. So I'll bring that one up. And then I grab the link over here. I have an affiliate link that I can share. So then I go back over to Claude. And make sure, oh no, I got this here. Of course, I'm sure Claude knows. Back. Claude. Here we go. All right, so it says give me a few minutes, and then it will go ahead and build out. Let's see. I want to know something before we go further. The last thing you said to yourself about money, not out loud necessarily, just a quiet voice. Okay. All right, so it's still writing. So it takes, let's see if it's, sometimes it takes my my words and just repeats them, and I want to make sure it's not doing that. Okay, so it is doing what I want it to. All right, so it's using parts of it, and then I always want it to do quotes, 2 thought experiments, affirmation and a journal prompt, and then the book that I'm reading. And so I've given it the link. And it's got the call to action is to get them to the workshop. All right, but the workshop is Tuesday and the newsletter goes out on Wednesday. So let me just ask. Okay, this looks good. However, this newsletter is scheduled for Wednesday, the 15th. That's when I usually do it. And the workshop is Tuesday, the 14th. So should I have a different call to action, or should I publish the newsletter a day early, just knowing that I do have an email that will be going out to everyone today, reminding them that the workshop is tomorrow. So put your marketing expert hat on and let me know which would be the best marketing strategy. Would it be to go ahead and publish early or publish on Wednesday with a different CTA? Now, I like telling it who he is. So sometimes I will even take then and when it said something, gives me an idea of something, I will actually go through, like if I didn't like the way the newsletter was, I would go ahead and I would say, okay, put your marketing hat on. You are also an expert at newsletters and different things. I would give it that it is an expert on. And for you to go in and reevaluate this entire thing, and let's see if we need to make any improvements or any changes, or if it's good as is. And most of the time it will come back with a really cool thing to change. All right, publish on Wednesday, but change the CTA. Okay, let's see what it says should be the CTA. Create FOMO for people who missed it. Last night shifted in that room, and I want to tell you about it, which makes people who weren't there wish they had been and primes them for the next workshop. Celebrate the people who showed up. Point them to the mini hypnosis intensive as this next step for people who missed the workshop. Fulfill the pull of the content. Okay, so it says one of the CTAs would be if you missed last night and something in today's letter is calling to you, your next step is here. Then link to your Calendly booking page. Let's see. Let's just see. What do we want to do? Create FOMO for people who missed it. Celebrate the people who showed up and point them to the mini hypnosis intensive. Okay, let's create FOMO for the people who missed it. Celebrate the people who showed up. And then maybe just give them the CTA of booking a Calendly, booking the link. What are your thoughts? So I always like getting another thought to see if where I'm thinking is going well. Does 3 things at once. I'm not sure I want to send them to the mini hypnosis intensive. Just remember that the program starts in 2 weeks. And so I'm ultimately wanting to get people to come and find out more about the program. So maybe somehow we make this CTA with a call is something about if you missed the workshop, then this is the next step to see how this, because we just talked about the water experiment, the double slit experiment, and so we need to just kind of say this is the next step would be a call to find out more about the program. All right, so it always feeds your ego. Oh yes, that's so much smarter. All right. So the flow is attend the workshop, miss the workshop, newsletter gives them a taste of what they missed, book a call because they're curious and don't want to miss the next thing. Either way, everyone lands on the same call. The beauty of framing it as a discovery call rather than a sales call is that it feels like a gift. It feels like a come talk to me and let's figure out if this is right for you. And here's my program, buy it. So I think it is called, hold on, I got to check my Calendly link. Let me look here. Let me check my Calendly link. And this is the process that I go through every single time. Let's see, view booking page. Okay, I have one of the ones that we were going to use before was the Your Yes call. But then there is also, let's see, discovery session. Let me see. So the difference is a discovery session. It says, in this meeting, we discuss your goals for this call, what coaching and hypnosis are and how it works, plus answer any questions you may have. Where the yes call says, welcome, you just said yes to yourself. This is where we begin. We get clear on your intentions and your history with money and how to make the most of our 90 days together. Can't wait to meet you here. So I guess it would be the discovery call. Okay. Okay, the discovery session, let me find it. Discovery session, copy link, paste. All right. So now it is going to redo the newsletter with the new call to action. And I will say using AI has definitely simplified. You still have to go in and do things and you have to tweak things and read through things because it does make mistakes. That's why I'm not at a place where I'm using it to automatically do things for me that without me supervising and looking at it to make sure it's correct. I know it'll get to that point at somewhere, but I don't think it's there yet, at least not for me, because I've tried to do that a couple of times, well, more than 2 times, and I ended up having to correct it because it had the wrong date, the wrong day, the wrong time, wrong information. It was because it remembers the different things and the different sections you have. So I did one time, and it was actually pulling information from one of my other threads that I had, and as So it is, you can see I've got a lot of them over here, and I do try to title them in a way that I can go back and find things, but I've just started doing that. So I have a lot of them there that I don't know what the hell they are. But let's look at this ending now. All right. All right, I think that looks good. All right. So now all I do is I go and paste all this in my Bendable account. Not Bendable, sorry, wrong account, into my Beehive. And I will, this one has probably been going long enough, so I'll do another session with the actual taking this information and putting it into Beehive. And so until then, let me stop my share. All right, so watch and you can get that information too, and it'll be something that'll help you tremendously. I have really been working on this for a while and making it where it was easier to make it happen. And so I'm just trying to help you out with a few little extra things to make life easier. All right, remember, life is delicious, and I will see you on the other side.